How's it going, everyone? It's Milmonkey coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing Darth Vader, Vader, by Kieran Gillen, with art by Salvador LaRocca. Let's get into it. Darth Vader reports to Emperor Palpatine about the rebel attack on Moon 1. Emperor Palpatine, not pleased about the destruction of the weapons plant, tells Darth Vader to go to Tatooine to negotiate with Jabba in person. Darth Vader takes this opportunity to go to Jabba's palace one day early on personal business. That personal business is hiring Boba Fett to track down the rebel pilot that blew up the Death Star, and to hire Wookiee Black Chrysanthemum to figure out what the Emperor's up to with this new guy that Darth Vader senses is going to replace him. Now, while all this is going on, Darth Vader is being punished by the Emperor for both the destruction of the Death Star and the destruction of the weapons manufacturing base on Moon 1. So Darth Vader having to eat a lot of shit here, and he's getting talked down to by these generals, including, Grand General Taggi or whatever his name is. So he's having to put up with a lot here, but he gets sent on a mission to deal with pirates. And while he's there, he uncovers information on this rogue archaeologist named Dr. Aphra. So Darth Vader, he tracks down Dr. Aphra and he tasks her with getting him his own personal droid army. Darth Vader ends up traveling to Geonosis, and he gets the droid army he desires, and Black Chrysanthemum calls in and tells Darth Vader what he wanted to know all about the guy who Emperor Palpatine is threatening to replace him with. Darth Vader then travels to a hidden base where Emperor Palpatine has been secretly training replacements for Darth Vader. Darth Vader then does battle with those intended replacements. Palpatine cuts the battle short because he still wants to see how these other guys do in the field. Meanwhile, Darth Vader, he learns of the identity of the rebel pilot who destroyed the Death Star, Luke Skywalker, from Boba Fett. And this causes, Darth Vader great anger. And he decides that he's going to take over the Empire in the galaxy with his son by his side. And that ends the volume. So as you can tell, this volume really ties in heavily with the Star Wars Skywalker Strikes volume. They sort of go hand in hand here. It shows, the rebels' perspective, what they're doing, the Moon attack, and then Darth Vader's, and this shows Darth Vader's perspective, after the Moon attack, and both stories end up telling the same story. Darth Vader ends up finding out who Luke is through Boba Fett. We just get to see, what the characters are doing. While Boba Fett was fighting Luke in Obi-Wan's house, Darth Vader was on this hidden base fighting off his replacements. So we kind of get a whole full picture here through these two volumes. And I guess that's nice. When I was first going into this volume, I didn't know if I was going to like a Darth Vader comic book series, even though Darth Vader is my favorite character in Star Wars, or at least he used to be, original trilogy era Darth Vader, that is. I feel like he's a character that really only works in short bursts. Would I want to follow him around his day-to-day life? Would I want to watch a Darth Vader vlog? I just don't know that I would, because it takes away some of the mysterious mystique from the character. At least here in this first volume, you get a lot of Darth Vader action. There's a pointless action scene where Darth Vader kills basically all of Jabba's palace. Just because he can. And I thought that was whatever. But seeing Darth Vader, he's scheming. He's trying to put together his own army of droids over here behind Emperor Palpatine's back, because he senses the dagger is about to get stuck in his back. And of course, Palpatine's having these replacements for him. So he's really going rogue here with the help of this rogue archaeologist, Dr. Aphra. Now, Dr. Aphra, she herself is an interesting character here. A little annoying, a little too much fangirling over Darth Vader. I didn't feel like that would happen in a galaxy far, far away. This guy, Darth Vader, he's supposed to have a reputation as a bad boy, but not that type of bad boy. He's a little crispy. I don't think he's into women anymore. unless her name is Padme, because we get some of that moping, Padme stuff here as well. But I could do without her fanboying over Darth Vader, and she gets a little too cutesy with her verbiage or whatever. And but we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if she's sticking around for the long haul with Darth Vader or not. I know she gets her own series, so that's down the line though. We'll see what happens with her and Darth Vader. One thing that I will say this Disney era of Star Wars has going for it over the previous EU is the fact that for the first time the galaxy feels connected. Darth Vader going for his own droid army of droids made up from like the Clone Wars era. Everything feeling connected. That's kind of nice because you didn't have that back in the day because the prequels weren't invented yet. So you got for the first time like a galaxy that feels cohesive, and that's nice. I'm not quite sure how I feel about these replacements for Darth Vader. They're basically they're not Force users, but they're sort of like surpassing the Force through like technology. They're like cyberpunk esque, like Jedi's or whatever. They use lightsabers. One guy is like a General Grievous, but he's a Mon Calamari. You got two like humanoid people, but they instead of the Force, they have like technology, so they can use like technology instead of the Force, like shut doors or like telekinesis or whatever. So they're trying to recreate the Force in people who don't have the Force, I guess. It's a cool concept, but it's no replacement for the Force. So anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give Darth Vader Volume 1 a 4 out of 5. Pretty good stuff. Hopefully, there's more like this to come. Better stuff going on. I felt like some of the action was pointless here, especially Darth Vader carving up Jabba's palace. Like Jabba will let Darth Vader get away with that. But it's just action for the sake of action, The fact that the two titles, this one and Skywalker Strikes, were really joined at the hip. It kind of helped it, but it also hurt it as well. I hope it's not something that continues. But I'm looking forward to see where it goes next. And until next time, I'll see you there.